Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers, presented by Bet365, and this entire PHLY Flyers opening week is brought to you by our friends at Crooked T as well. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening. Joining me, nobody. It's a little bit of pregame action here for you live in the Xfinity studio. I am going to be solo for the next 30 minutes. Of course, the great Brenna is producing as well. We have a lot to get to before tonight's home opener. I'm excited that hockey is back in South Philly, and we get the first official game here at the newly named Xfinity Mobile Arena. So excited for that. Saw on Twitter that the Flyers are going to be wearing a #1 patch. I personally hope it lasts all season in honor of Bernie Perrant. But we have a lot to get to regardless. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Let's start it off by telling you about Anaheim, baby. We are headed out to Anaheim and LA in March 17th to the 22nd. Philly Sports Trips. That's right. Our great friends at Philly Sports Trips are sending us to a Ducks game in Anaheim, a Kings game in LA. There's going to be a watch party for a Sharks game, and John LeClaire is coming as well. You are not going to want to miss this trip. It is going to be so much fun. Philly Sports Trips puts on the absolute best events. They helped us out with the draft party this year. It was by far our best draft party yet. And if you've been to a number of them, you know that's really saying something. Our trip to Montreal with Philly Sports Trips over at the end of last season was an absolute freaking banger. This is going to be our best one. So you're going to want to come out, go to allphly.com right now, get your deposit down, and then you can pay for it over 3 payments. So it's not a huge investment all at once. Make sure you check it out, allphly.com. Check out the events tab. Philly Sports Trips always puts on an awesome event, and this one will be no different for sure. All right, speaking about one hell of an event, the Flyers are home. They are 0-1-1 to start the season, but it was not for lack of effort. They went toe-to-toe with the Panthers on opening night last Thursday, lose by a goal, and they lose in overtime to the Carolina Hurricanes, another contending team in the East. Now they do it all over again, but in front of the South Philly crowd. It is opening night at the Xfinity Mobile Arena, and we have lineups for you. It looks like it's going to be mostly the same lineup from Saturday. We take a look at the lines and pairings that Charlie was able to tweet for us earlier. The Coots Michkov Konechny line that had so much success last season returns. Cates Forster Brink, of course, remains together because it has been the most successful line since, I don't know, last December. Zegras has help in the faceoff department from Dvorak, and Tippett is on the right wing over there. And you check out the fourth line. I wondered, all right, do we go back to playing Delorier on the fourth line because it's the home opener? It's another opportunity for a respected vet to get in. Also, we know, a lot of the crowd down there at the rink might want to see the heavyweight in action, but it will be Luchenko and Grebenkin on the fourth line. Abels and Delorier will be sitting, and I'm excited for this. I thought the fourth line wasn't too shabby. I definitely thought it was better than we saw in the opener, but only one shift for Jet Luchenko in that third period Saturday, hoping he gets a little bit more runway. Maybe they'll want to control his matchups a little bit, and he'll get that opportunity with last change at home, something like that. Grebenkin, I'm waiting to see move up in the lineup. I wonder if they want him to help create space, just kind of do the dirty work, get into the corners, win battles, use his strength to get to the net. But for now, he remains on that fourth line with Jet Luchenko as those two rookies look to become regulars. They didn't play on opening night, but now in the home opener, they are in there. The big change is on defense. We have Sealer Sanheim, we have Yinning Drysdale, But with Noah Juleson, Emil Andre makes his triumphant return after only one game in the AHL. He registered a couple of assists for the Phantoms, and that was enough. Yegor Zamula comes out of the lineup. He and York may play Thursday, Tocchet said today, but he remains out. He remains injured to start the season, and it is Emil Andre. So after all the consternation, all of the anger, all of the questioning Rick Tocchet and what the hell exactly is going on and why is Zamula remaining in the lineup, it lasted 2 games. Emil Andre is here, and we actually have a pretty interesting quote from Emil Andre about what it takes to stay here. Charlie O'Connor provided this for us earlier today. He says, in a question about how to handle the pressure of knowing he might need an impressive game to stay up, and there's no guarantee that this is anything but a short-term call-up, especially with York potentially playing Thursday, Andre said, if you think in a way that pressure is a privilege, this is what I'm thinking about. It means something for me to stay here, and that's what I'm thinking about. But I don't think about pressure like that. I think I put the biggest pressure on myself. That comes from me. So basically saying, yes, let's call external pressure a privilege, but really just playing well. I want to stay, and I have to play well to do it. I like this mindset from Emil Andre, and I'm just hoping he does stay, because we have talked time and time again. All right, they want certain guys in certain roles, and maybe they don't want small defense, and they think that could especially hurt them in the playoffs. Well, here is a great test. Is this the playoffs? No, it's far from it. It is game 3 of an 82-game season, but it is up against a banged up, but still a big, tough Florida Panthers team, and you are going to trot Emil Andre out there. I am looking forward to seeing what Andre can do, because he's just the best hockey player of the remaining defensemen, of everybody who could potentially fill this role for Zamula, for York, whoever the hell you want to say he's in there for. He is the best at hockey. Is he ideal for a team that wants to be big and tough and get through 3-4 rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs? Maybe not. Maybe he's a piece in a trade. Maybe he eventually takes Drysdale's spot. Maybe whatever. But for right now, like, what this team could potentially do in the playoffs simply does not matter. It's just about icing the best lineup, and it only took 2 games for Rick Tocchet to realize, yeah, we got to get Andre in there. He's better than Zamula. He's better than Gilbert. He's probably better than everybody but like 2 or 3 guys on this blue line, and 2 of them are hurt. So we are going to get a look at Emil Andre tonight, and I'm just hoping he stays, because, man, I just feel like he's maybe not earned it. He's been up and down. They didn't love the camp he had. I thought he had a much better camp than anybody they kept instead of him. Maybe he didn't have the camp that they wanted him to have to earn the job and be the guy. But I don't know. I in the preseason, who looked better than him on the blue line? The guys who are supposed to. Travis Sanheim, that's pretty much it. Like, I didn't understand the demotion at the time, other than, well, they just want certain guys in certain roles. With York out, with Zamula having sucked all through camp and the first 2 games, here's Emil Andre's chance, and he has a chance to stay, because none of these defensemen are any good. The top 4 is barely even a top 4 when you look at it. When you take York and Risto out of the picture, this is borderline NHL defense. I have a feeling he's going to earn a spot, and maybe it starts tonight. If he can really show something, especially with the questions about his size and can he hold up to the physicality, can he protect himself? If he can have a good game, if he can play 17, 18, 19 minutes against the Panthers, not get himself killed, make quick decisions, perhaps even contribute on the power play, that would be nice. I don't see a reason Emil Andre can't solidify himself, at least in the short term. We know Danny is working to find a defenseman, but what teams are making trades 2 games into the season? It's going to take a while for anything to shake free, and Emil Andre can hopefully take advantage of that time, because I want to see him in the lineup. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Matvei Michkov. Through 2 games of the Rick Tocchet experience, Boy, are we missing Torch yet? Are we having fun yet? Party Down reference for all the millennials out there. He averaged 1641 last season for John Tortorella. We all thought that was a tad too low. Well, you must not be all that happy with Rick Tocchet. 1554 time on ice in the opener, and then 1327 against Carolina. 0 shifts in overtime for Matvei Michkov, who was a magician in overtime last year, scored the 3 overtime winners, 3-on-3. We all know the extra space, the time and space for him is huge. He is awesome if you give him that time and space, can do anything with the puck, playmaking, shooting, just figuring out how to get the puck into a dangerous area. That's his game. And we don't see Mish, despite the game going almost the full 65 minutes. This is it's a little bit of an interesting conundrum here, and if you are a Spit and Chicklets listener or just have social media where this clip popped up about 1 million times today, there is question about maybe some of the conditioning of Matvei Michkov and if he came into camp in good enough shape. Now, I will say, I thought he looked pretty damn good in the preseason games he played, and Tocchet was playing him a lot. He was playing like the 18, 19, 20 minutes we were hoping for. But unfortunately, that has not come to fruition yet in the regular season. If you haven't heard the Spit and Chicklets guys talking about Michkov, here it is.
I got little birdies everywhere, and I'm hearing that he didn't come in great shape.
He's out of shape. He's out of shape.
That's really?
Yeah.
I heard
not
that.
From talk,
you heard
obviously.
that too?
No, not from talk, but I heard he's out of shape.
Yeah, so obviously that's people are
Because
aware of that.
We interviewed Talk what was it, like 3 weeks ago?
That was before training camp.
No, that was I think that was
who did you hear
if not
that
August,
from? You got
late
you
early
got a little
September.
birdie? Who told you?
I got birdie. I got birdies in Philly.
Can't be
Great
coming
golf
out of-
in Philly. Some of the best golf in the world in the Philadelphia area. I'll say that. I got little birdies.
Now, I have been trying to rack my brain who the source could be, at least Ryan Whitney's source for the golf hint he's going to give us, which I find very annoying. Either say it or don't give hints. I find that kind of to be BS. I know Mark Recchi's in the organization now. They probably know each other from their time in Pittsburgh. But the Spit and Chicklets guys are the most powerful dudes in hockey media, especially Biz. He's everywhere. So they could have sources literally anywhere. Also, it's not like they're a bunch of journalists, so they could just be making BS up as well. It annoys me when, I have a source. All right, either you tell us or you say it's anonymous. You don't give hints. That I find that annoying. But regardless, Rick Tocchet today did kind of address the conditioning issue and say, Mish had a little ankle thing in over the summer. Maybe that held back some of his training, but we're going to get that worked out. I think we have that as well.
He dealt with something this summer, something with an ankle I didn't even know about, and I don't think because it limited some of his training. So he's a little bit behind the 8 ball, and when it comes to that but it's something that we're going to correct. But I think he got a little bit behind the 8 ball this summer coming into camp.
Is he healthy now?
Yeah, he's healthy. It wasn't a major thing. It was just something I think, it affected, I guess, some of his training. So, I'd like to. We know we got to work with him and stuff like that. So that's the best way to explain it.
And that gives a little bit. I see, Bill, why are you talking about it? Because then Tocchet addressed it and gave a reason, or at least a part of a reason, for why maybe Michkov might not be getting the ice time because he isn't in the shape that he's in. I go back to the car accident. It could be as simple as that. If he tweaked his ankle in that, what was it, in Dubai, where he got in the car accident or something. I don't know. It just doesn't. It's a little disconcerting. But I think ultimately this whole thing is going to get worked out. It wouldn't shock me at all after Talk says, "Oh no, he's healthy. Everything. We're going to get the whole thing figured out. It's going to be fine." Wouldn't shock me tonight if Matvei Michkov plays 20 minutes and scores 2 goals. That wouldn't shock me a little bit, because that's the type of player he is. And now that he has been called out nationally, we've seen him step up in these spots before. I wouldn't say he's been awesome to start the year. He's just been a little, maybe not pedestrian. He was one of the few guys in Florida who had more than one freaking shot on goal. And then in Carolina, just didn't get a ton of ice time. That could be the type of game it was, where you're not chasing it. You're a little closer, you're ahead for some time. But I am just, it's annoying to have to talk about this stuff into year 2, but I very much expect this whole thing to get worked out. But for right now, it is a talking point. He's got no points yet this season. Again, 2 games in. I'm sure there's guys who've won the Art Ross Trophy who didn't have a point in their first 2 games. I haven't looked that up, but I would be willing to bet that it has happened in the past. The one thing that did concern me a little about the box score from Saturday's game, no shot attempts. He's got 2 shots on goal, 2 total attempts this season. They both came in the opener against Florida. Listen, not everyone dominates every night. Not even the best players have their best game every night. But Mish is the type of guy who creates chances, gets pucks to dangerous areas. He is going to be the offensive driver for whatever line he's on. Is that fair for a 20, not yet 21-year-old guy? Not all the time, but we are asking him to be the franchise player, which means he needs to set the tone, coming in shape and having close to his best game and as many nights as possible. He plays 20 minutes tonight. He has a goal and an assist. We forget about all of it. We have a big laugh about it tomorrow. But until we see it happen, I do think it's something to keep an eye on. We saw the relationship go back and forth between Tortorella and Tocchet last year, or between Tortorella and Michkov last year, until we see evidence of everything's cool. This is the star player that they're going to depend on. It's something to keep an eye on with Matvei Michkov. All right, I want to come back, talk about Dan Vladar and the goalie tandem this far. I want to share the pregame picks for tonight. We got 2 bets again, but first, it's time to take a break for our sponsors. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. From their 90 million users worldwide to their live streaming almost 800,000 events each year. And you know I love those early payouts for the NBA, the NHL, the Major League Baseball playoffs. It's all available at Bet365, as is the widest range of games and sports to bet on during action. Live in-game action available across 78 different sports. Can you even name 78 sports? Because I sure as hell can't. But guess what? Bet365 has the action for you. And now we have breaking news from Bet365. New customers get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. All you got to do, sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10, place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets, whether your initial bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in PA. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. While we're here, oh, it's crooked tea time, baby. That's right. Y'all remember when BG strip sacked the GOAT for the first Philly Super Bowl ever? Well, now BG is bringing his crooked tea strip sack pack to you so we can savor that flavor just a little longer. What is the strip sack pack? Well, it's big, it's heavy, and it's juicy. It's the kind of pack you want to show off, and you already know crooked tea. 0 sugar, all flavor, and the strip sack pack is stuffed with 24 cans. That's right, 24 cans, plus collectible trading cards by Jordan Spector. So every pack is packing heat. From the fridge to the tailgate, this is one sack you're going to want to be proud to display. So grab yours today at a store near you or get them on GoPuff. And for our guy BG, we have to send a special shout out to the Philly area bars carrying crooked tea already. Thank you for showing the love. Sport and Social Allentown, Garage Fishtown, City Tap in Logan Square, and Wicked Wolf on Chestnut. Go check them out for game day or a night out and tell them that PHLY Sports sent you. Always important to tell them we sent you. All right, let's take a look. I should have had a Michkov goal, but that was real bad luck last season, so I'm not. But before we get to the bets, let's talk about the goaltending, because this is something that has plagued the team for most of my life, but it has been a real issue. It's been a serious issue for the Flyers over the last couple seasons. It sank them in their pursuit of the playoffs a couple of years ago. Last year, beginning to end, the goaltending was just garbage. Thus far this season, we have seen two pretty good starts from incumbent Sam Ersson and newcomer Dan Vladar. Vladar on opening night stopped 32 of 34, takes the L, and then Ersson 35 of 39 against Carolina, takes that overtime loss. And it is Dan Vladar between the pipes again tonight. He is 0-1-0 with a 204 goals against and a 941 save percentage. The goals against number always annoys me because it's based on time, not games. So like he gave up 2 goals. His goals against is 204. It should just be 2, but that's a math problem. You know, I don't do the math. That's Charlie's thing. I see Charlie in the comments. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. I thought Ersson was solid even in allowing the 4 goals against Carolina. Certainly kept them in it. If you've looked at some of the goals save above expected numbers, some of the advanced goalie numbers that have gone around. Again, we're not even a week into the season, but when they were like minus $1 million last year and both goalies on the positive side this year, it is a good start. It is a very good start for these two netminders. And now, after Ersson is pretty solid to start the season, or in the second game, it is Vladar's turn to try to return serve. I love this competition between two goalies going back and forth. Eventually, a goalie is going to, be ridden for a few starts in a row. You always go with the hot hand unless it's back-to-backs or something like that. Then why try to kill your goalie if you don't need to? But I am enjoying a little bit of a goalie competition, not a controversy, a competition between Vladar and Ersson. And I am just hoping that we get another solid performance from Dan Vladar to keep the pressure on Ersson and see which one of these guys can get the early number 1 label. Hey, if this just goes back and forth all year, if both guys end up with 41 starts and they have save percentages at or around 900, I will be pleased with that. If somebody blows the other out of the water, we'll also be pleased with that as well. I just can't watch another year of terrible freaking goaltending. And at least through 2 games, that's not what we've got. Obviously, the game winner Vladar gave up to Marchand on opening night. Little bit of a heartbreaker. Maybe there was a moving screen. I think the broadcast said Juleson kind of cut across right as the puck was coming through. Sometimes that stuff happens. It's a damn shame. Of course, Ers gives up the 4, but 897. I'll take that from him at this point. I'll absolutely take an 897 and a point, at least a half of the total points from the game. That's fine with me to start the year. Liking what I'm seeing out of these netminders. And that takes us to our pregame picks segment. Have a few bets for you here tonight. And I think these are good ones. We are going back to the well. And of course, pregame picks brought to you by our friends at Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. We're going back to the well on Tyson Foerster over 1.5 shots on goal at -125. He's got 5 shots on goal, 11 shot attempts through the first 2. He's gone over the 1.5 number in both games so far. I said when I gave out this bet on opening night that we'll bet it at -105, and this could be a thing where the number gets bumped up to 2.5 shots on goal pretty early, sooner than later in this season. Well, before the total gets bumped up, we see they're taking more juice here. Was -105 on opening night. Now it is -125, but I still like it because I like that line. I like how they get it on the forecheck. I like that he's got 11 total shot attempts through 2 games. He's been a trigger man so far. No goals yet for Tyson Foerster. Couple of assists. Maybe that changes tonight if he gets enough of these attempts. But for right now, Foerster over 1.5 shots on goal seems like, you never want to say a sure thing, but a pretty damn good bet. And that takes us to the pipes, as to between the pipes as well. Dan Vladar over 25.5 saves, also at -125. Listen, I realize these aren't the juiciest bets. Oh, man, not huge odds. But you just look at the Flyers have allowed 34 and 39 shots on goal through 2 games. And we've talked about how with them now being a less shot-heavy team, or less shot-block-heavy team, that means more of the low-percentage shots have a higher chance of reaching the goalie, and hopefully that means a higher chance of being stopped. This could be a team that gives up 30 shots a game, but the goalies have a little bit higher of a save percentage because, it's not just the dangerous ones getting through. I like this as a bet going forward. I think it's another thing the books might have to reevaluate once they realize this is not last year's Flyers team. This is not Tortorella's. We're going to block 50 freaking shots a night. We're going to let a lot of the outside stuff through, let the goalie see it, and then try to run our breakout. That is just going to increase the shot total against, which should increase the number of saves the goalies make. 25.5. I think that is well over a number that both goalies could average this season in terms of saves per game. So tonight, Vladar over 25.5 saves. Forster over 1.5 shots on goal. Those are your pregame picks brought to you by our friends at Bet365. Listen, I see we're at 98 likes, and that's a real good number. That is a real good number for a pregame show. The pregame doesn't have the longest shelf life. It's only me tonight. We're all just getting ready for the game. But let's get it over 100. Hit that freaking like button. Let's do it. I want to see that get to what do we got? 4.5 minutes left. I want to see that number jump well over 100, maybe even 150. 99. That's a pretty damn good number, too. Before we get out of here, Brenna, do we have any super chats? 0 super chats. All right, that gives me an opportunity to tell you about Anaheim again, damn it. That's right. We are going to Anaheim March 17th to the 22nd. Philly Sports Trips. We love our friends at Philly Sports Trips. As I said at the top, they sent us to Montreal. They did the draft party for us. Both bang-up jobs, but this is going to be the absolute tippy top. March 17th to the 22nd. Go to allphly.com so you can get your tickets, so you can book the flights, everything. They do everything for you. At Philly Sports Trips, it's an all-inclusive sort of situation. You give them the money. They get your game tickets, get your hotel, get your flight. I'm not saying it's actually all-inclusive, like you go to the hotel. You know what I freaking mean, right? This isn't a fine print situation. Obi-Wan, I see you say hey in the super chats. Hello, my friend. What's going on, Obi? Glad to hear from you tonight. So just make sure you go to allphly.com. Book that trip to Anaheim. It's going to be freaking awesome. Something else that's going to be awesome. I am looking forward. I'm about to head down to the rink myself. I'm probably going to miss any of the pregame ceremony, but they're going to be honoring Bernie tonight. They're going to be wearing the patches on their jerseys, and Bernie Parent, a absolute freaking legend. I don't know what else to put it. Maybe the embodiment of Philadelphia Flyers, certainly the embodiment of what it meant to be a Flyers alum. So I am just hoping we do right by Bernie, especially in the home opener, and maybe take down the freaking champs. It would be real nice to see. All right, before we get out of here, I want to tell you about the Supporters Club. We have launched the Supporters Club for people to support PHLY directly. That's right. It's like Die Hard for YouTube. Basically, you get a lot of perks. You sign up right here on our YouTube channel. And for $5 a month, you get a badge next to your name in the live chat and in the comments. So you get to show off that you are absolutely one of our supporters, one of our day one supporters. It's like a badge of honor. And badges update over time based on how long you've been a member. 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, all that. Now you join now, become one of the first. Show off your long tenured badges as they continue to update. We also get custom emojis to use in the chat, show-based inside jokes. I'm pretty sure there's a well that's good. There's a well that's good one. All sorts of other fun things. And you start with the 4 emojis, unlock more. I know we've already unlocked a whole bunch of them as people have joined the Supporters Club. And for $15 a month, you can join the Hall of Fame tier. You can unlock bonus content, behind-the-scenes vlogs, experimental stuff. Just think of it as a more fun way to support PHLY. It's not a paywall. You're not missing anything essential. It's just freaking cool. I know we have a good video going out that Petey produced for us on what to watch for Flyer systems and stuff that we're going to be doing. We've done all sorts of mailbags and just messing around, having conversations videos. So make sure you check it out. Become a supporter right here on the page. And we appreciate everybody to support us, who supports us and keeps us going. All right, we have another super chat before we get out of here from Douglas Gary. I haven't heard from Douglas Gray, excuse me. I can read. Gary Gray. It's like 2 letters. So hyped for Andre tonight. Need a good need a good puck mover that is shifty and creative. Number 1 forever, R.I.P. Bernie. Yeah, we all miss Bernie, and we're looking forward to seeing how they honor Mr. Perrant tonight. That is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers pregame. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow us right here on YouTube. Make sure you follow the YouTube page. We're over 50K. We're working towards 100. Sign up to be a supporter and hit the reminder bell so you never miss a live show. It can be weird. Game days, when we're going live for pregame, when we have our regular show, easiest way to do it, follow us and bang, problem solved. It'll tell you whenever we go live. Follow us on Twitter. We're at PHLY_Flyers, and follow the podcast wherever you get those. Just search PHLY Flyers. That's it. My name is Bill Matz. Thank you very much to Brenna for producing. Until postgame, let's go Flyers.
We all silly like the mayor.